Hello my dear students, how are you all? Welcome to our YouTube channel Diksha Karnataka. I am Ankit Srivastava bringing you a very special series today, which is 60 out of 60 in KSET Mathematics in 100 days. Today is the session 1, the day 1 of this series. Very important, we are beginning this entire journey today. Great. So today's topic of discussion is relation and function. So what we are doing here, bacha, is we are starting with PU2 portions first, then we will come to PU1 portions. Sir, why? Because we know that weightage of PU2 portion is more than PU1 portion. Almost 40-45 questions comes in your KCET examination for maths from PU2 portions, and also this will help you in writing your PU boards. Great. So that's why PU2 has been taken or given the highest priority. Great. So in the chapter today, relation and function, we are starting with types of relation. Okay, so we will recall some concepts from PU1 also. Okay, but in the session today we will talk about types of relations in the relation and function chapter, and we'll solve 10 very good questions learning on the definition and some questions which is almost very close to KSET problems taken from the PYQ sections as well. So I hope you are very excited as I am. So take your pen and paper out and let's start with the session. Now, before going into the chapter, let's recap something. Okay, you have learned relations in PU1. Yes. Okay, sir. Then what is the relation? So relation, if I have to define it, how will I define the relation on any two non-empty sets? Sir, why this word non-empty sets is coming? Let's look at them. And what is the meaning of this word non-empty sets? It means if I'm having two sets A and B, okay, we'll see what are the elements in the set. But for now, what is the meaning of non-empty set? Means each of the element must have at least one element, right? If it is not having any element, then it will not be a non-empty set, right? So A and B are two sets which is non-empty. Okay, then a relation R on A and B can be written as R equals to A cross B. A relation R on A and B can be written as R equals to A cross B. Sir, it does not make a sense. Okay, it is not that clear to understand from here. So let's take an example and we'll understand from there. Okay, sir. So if I take an set A, let's say it has an element 8, 9 and 10. Okay, sir. What about set B? I can take it as simple as 64, 81, 100 and 121. Okay, 121. All right, sir. I hope you can see the relation here clearly. 8 square is 64, 9 square is 81, 10 square is 100. Okay, it means if you see the relation, the elements of set B are square of element of set A, are square of elements of set A. Then you might ask, sir, why 121? 121 is not square of anything in set A. We'll see here, bacha, no problem. Okay, so what is it? Check here. Domain, codomain and range. I hope it's clear now. What is the relation here? If I have to write this relation here for A and B, it can be written as 8, 64. Okay, next can be 9, forgive me, 9, 81 and 10, 100 and 10, 100. Okay, because 121 is not making a pair with any element in A, so I am not writing that here. 864, 981 and 1000. Okay, so this is my relation R from A to B. So now you can see same thing I wrote in the form of symbol. R is a relation when you have elements taken in this form, A cross B. So the first element, if you see, of this relation, what is it? It's from A, which is 8, and second element is from B. Okay, so if you look at this coordinate pair, 8, 64. Okay, now set of all these values, set of all the first, or if you remember Cartesian form, x coordinate or the first or coordinate, then this is called as, what is this called as? Domain. What is this called as? Domain, which is nothing but our set A, right? 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10 is our set A. Okay, what about the elements? The second element in the coordinate pair, this is 64, 81 and 100. 64, 81 and 100. What is this called as? This is called as range. What is this called as? Range. Right? Domain and range, very familiar words. We have learned in trigonometric functions and functions other kind. Okay, so range is which set? Is set B a range? Is set B a range here? Check out here. I wrote 8, 9 and 10 as domain, and I wrote directly as A. So A is my domain. Great, sir. But now 64, 9 and 100. 64, 81 and 100. What is it? Forgive me, 64, 81 and 100. Is it my set B? Is it my set B? No sir, it is my range. It is my range. Then what exactly is set B, sir? Set B is my codomain. Set B is my codomain. Remember this word, codomain. So this is my set B. So if you see carefully here, what is the range here? The range here is a subset of codomain. It means the range 64, 81 and 100 comes under the set B. Okay, so I hope this terminologies are clear. What's the relation? How we write the notation? Okay, notation can be written in both forms, set builder or the rooster form, domain and codomain and range. Alright, let's move on to our chapter for PU2. What is the PU2 part we are doing here? Types of relations. Types of relation. The first relation that we have is empty or void relation. So makes obvious, sir. Empty means nothing should be there in the set. Not in the set. The relation should not have any element. So if I am writing a relation on set A, if I am writing a relation on set A, look at here, bacha. A relation R. What is the name of the relation? R. I don't know what exactly is the relation, but if a relation R is written on set A, this will be called empty or void. It will be called empty or void only if none of the element of set A is related to other elements of set A. If none of the elements of set A is related to any element of set A. Okay, what is the symbol, sir? Phi. This is the symbol we use for null. Okay, remember we use it for null set. Means nothing is related from A cross A. Sir, why A cross A? Because in the previous case we looked at A cross B. Okay, same way when the two non-empty sets were taken A and B, I took it as A cross B, whereas in this case we have taken it as A cross A. Means for the same set we are writing the relation. So relation R is written on A and A only. Okay, A and A only means all the elements will be a set of or will be an element of set A itself. Okay, now to understand it better I have taken example. What is the example here? Check, read it please. So example is, if I have a set A written like this, 1 2 3 4. So 1 2 3 4 are my elements from set A. Great, sir. Then what is the relation given here? What is the relation given here? Okay, set builder form A comma B such that this is the, what is this called, bacha? Notation. Notation means what? How you write the name or how you represent a set. Okay, how you represent a relation. Forgive me. So R is equals to A comma B such that A minus B is equal to 5. This is the way to read this relation. I'll read again one for you. So R is a relation given as where the relation consists of two elements A comma B such that A minus B is equal to 5. A minus B equal to 5. Well, what are A and B? What are A and B? A and B belongs to set A. A and B are the elements of set A. Okay, A and B are elements of set A. See, you can see here, it's mentioned here. A and B are elements of set A. Great. So 1 2 3 4. What is the definition of the relation? The difference of the two numbers of the relation is 5. But if you look at the number here, bacha, 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Can you see a number where the difference will come as 5? 1 minus 2 is minus 1. Anyway, 4 minus 1 is 3. So maximum and minimum, if we take, the highest difference is only 3. So difference cannot be equal to 5. It means I cannot establish any relation between any element of set A so that the difference will be 5. It means this relation is a null, or we can also write it as void, or just simply represent it as 5, empty relation. Okay, I hope this is clear. Okay, great. Can I move on to the next slide? Let's get going, sir. Types of relation part 2 we have just opposite to it, right? Universal set. In the previous one we had no elements of set A related to any other element of set B. Okay, sorry, set A. In this case, universal relation means every element in set A, each and every element of set A will be related to every other element in set A. Okay, so let's look at it. A relation R on set A, okay, whatever is the relation, will be called universal relation only if each element in set A is related to every element in set A. Okay, let's look at it. How, sir? We have taken example and how we write it as means A cross A. All the elements for this relation A cross A is a subset of A cross A. Means everything in A cross A is also in A cross A. So A cross A is a subset of A cross A. Now we have taken example. Let R be a relation on set A, where the set A is what? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is the set. 1, 2, 3 is the set. Okay, sir. Defined by this relation. Again, the relation is given as A comma B is the element of the relation set, and such that the mod of the difference of A and B is greater than 0. Not just the difference, the modulus of the difference. Okay, the modulus of the difference is always greater than or equal to 0. Greater than or equal to 0. So let's take the element 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2 if I take is going to be minus 1. 1 minus 2 will be what, bacha? Minus 1. If I take mod, it will come out as 1, and which is greater than 0? Yes, sir. Any other way, if I take 3 minus 1, 2 greater than 0. If I take 1 minus 3, minus 2. If I take the mod, it will become what? Again 2 greater than 0. So for every way you can take, for every element in any order you take, this relation is true. Okay, it means every element in this set A is related to every other element in set A by this relation. So the relation is called as universal relation. It's called as universal relation on set A. On set A. I hope this is clear. Moving on. Chali. Now identity relation means in this node will happen, the elements will form the relation with itself. Means whatever is the relation, it should be with itself. Okay, only itself. Check here. Means a relation R on set A is called identity relation only if every element will form a relation with itself only, and there's no other exceptions. It means if I have a case where it is forming a relation with itself and other element, then it's not an identity relation. For identity relation to be true, for the set to be identity relation, it has to be forming the relation with only itself. Okay, sir. So let's take an example. So if you see here set A 1, 2, 3, then what is called my identity relation? IA, such that see 1 is forming with 1, 2 is forming the relation with 2, and 3 is forming the relation with 3. So this set IA is called as identity relation on set A. What is IA called as, bacha? Identity relation on set A. I hope this is clear. See, the element is coming with itself only. 2 with 2, 3 with 3. So basically if I'm writing identity relation, it will be A R A. A R A. So this element is forming the relation with itself only. Okay. If I'm having, let's say, ordinate pairs, then I'll write it as A comma B R A comma B. A comma B R A comma B means only with itself. Okay, I hope you can see that. All right. Okay, so let me write it up because we have one more relation here, which is reflexive relation. So I'll write this part here. ARA or A comma B R A comma B. Okay. Now reflexive relation, very similar to identity, but I said no. This will have the relation, means if I am writing a relation, let's say like this, relation R is equals to 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3 and 3 comma 1. Okay, now if I say is this relation R an identity relation, the answer would be no, because identity relation states that only itself should come. This other part, the extra part, it will not be able to accept. So 3 comma 1 it cannot take. But in case of reflexive relation, even the extra part can come. Okay, the reflexive has that, okay, the relation should exist with itself, but even the extra part is coming, that also is okay. Okay, so even the extra relation extra element is present apart from the itself part, that's okay with reflexive relation. Okay with reflexive relation. So 1 comma 1 is should be there, 2 comma 2 should be there, 3 comma 3 should be there. Anything extra, great, no problem, but this should be there. If I remove, So if I say this is a reflexive relation, the answer would be yes. But if I remove, and I'm writing with this set, I'm writing for this set A, okay, reflexive on A, and if I remove one of the element, let's say 2, 2, and say 1, 1 is there, 3, 3 is there, and 3, 1 is there, is it reflexive? Answer would be no. 2, 2 must exist, means that part has to be there. Apart from that, extra is coming, no problem. Means the relation on itself must be there, then anything extra, great, no problem. So let me write that 2, 2. So I hope the reflexive part is clear. Means identity plus something extra. Identity has to be true, but some extra can also come, no problem. The next one. So actually the whole chapter revolves around what? Reflexive relation, symmetric relation, and what? Transitive relation. Okay, so these are very important to understand, bacha. All of these definitions are very, very important to understand. So symmetric relations, because you'll see, when I was a student, no, I should think, sir, they are just simple definitions. Then how will it be used in questions? Okay, I was very, very naive, but when the question started, I did not learn the concept that well, and I was not able to solve any questions. So actually, certain relations used to be a chapter which used to trouble me all the time. Okay, but then I worked on it and got better. Great. So the definitions are very important to understand the core, like what is the meaning behind it, so that you can apply in the questions coming for your exam. So symmetric relation, a relation R on set A, a relation R on set A will be called symmetric when this is true. Forget about all of this. You have to remember this, ARB, BRA, and also in the coordinate form. It means what? If I have written like this, A comma B, then B comma A. Sir, why are you writing always like this, A comma B, B comma A? Because in the questions, no, this will come. So I want you to refer to this part. So I have written it as, so I can take the A, the element of a set can also be A comma B, no? So A comma B, if it is true, then B comma A has to be true. Okay, this is the symmetric relation. Let's look into it. If a relation says that A comma B is a element of relation R, then B comma A will also be the element of relation R. Okay, when that is true, then we can call that the relation or the given statement is symmetric. Okay, let's recall. So what is the meaning? So in the symmetric relation, no, you have a if and then condition. Means if has to be true, if this is there, then this has to be there. Look at here. So if you look at this example, 1 comma 2 is there, 1 comma 2 is there. So A comma B, then B comma A has to be there for it to be symmetric. So B comma A will become what? 2 comma 1. If 1 comma 2 is there, then 2 comma 1 has to be there. If 1 comma 3 is there, then 3 comma 1 has to be there. This is the symmetric relation. Means for any relation to be symmetric, the A comma B and B comma A past should exist at the same time. I hope this is clear. Okay, and on which set? Obviously on set A we have taken. So this is a relation on set A cross A, right? A cross A. The relation on set A, where the relation is given by this thing, bacha. 1 comma 2, 2 comma 1, 1 comma 3, 3 comma 1. Any other possibility? Any other possibility? Means can we have more element than this? We can have 1 comma 1 also. Same thing, no? 1 comma 1 is symmetric, right? 1 comma 1 and 1 comma 1, nothing is there, right? That's why it's not written here. So to explain you, I have taken here as just 1 comma 2, 2 comma 1. So A comma B, B comma 1, A comma B, B comma 1. So 1 comma 3 and 3 comma 1. So the relation will be symmetric. So remember, if condition has to be there, if it is there, then has to be true at the same time. If and then. Okay, moving on. Okay, simple definitions. So quickly we'll recall all these definitions, revise all of these things, and move on to questions that we have to solve. So transitive relation. Now, lot of people make mistake in this part. Okay, so let's go to the definition first, and then I'll tell you how to check that given relation is transitive or not. Okay, because ultimately what will happen? You have to solve a question, the set will be given, and figure it out whether it is transitive or not. Okay, so and you can identify reflexive or symmetric very easily. Okay, what was for the reflexive? It was ARA. ARA for the reflexive. And what was for this? Symmetric. If it is AB, then it has to be BA. It has to be BA. So simple things about reflexive and symmetric, and I know you will remember. But for transitive, this how to figure it out, a given relation is transitive or not, people miss out on certain elements or certain ordinate pairs. So let's check out the definition and move on how to identify, and where we don't need to check also, and we can consider it as transitive. Let's carry on, sir. Transitive relation. Definition of transitive relation is the easiest. The definition is easiest, but it is actually ironical that to figure out in the question is most difficult. What's the definition? It says if A comma B is related to, is from the set R. What is set R? It's a relation, okay? And we also have at the same time B comma C belonging to the relation R, then we will have, or we must have, A comma C belonging to R, if this thing is true. So basically this is if statement and this is then statement. If this is valid, then we can call the relation R to be transitive. We can call it to be transitive, bachcha. Okay, I'll repeat again. If A comma B is a subset, or it belongs to relation R, and B comma C belongs to relation R, then A comma C must belong to relation R. And if this is true, then the relation R can be called as transitive relation. Hope this is clear. Okay, a relation R on a set A is called transitive relation if A comma B belongs to R, B comma C belongs to R, then A comma C belongs to R. Great. How we write it as? ARB, BRC, if these are if conditions, okay, so then it will become what? ARC. Okay, ARB, BRC, then ARC. Okay, ARB, BRC and ARC for all ABC belonging to the set A. Why set A? Because relation A is written on which set, sir? On set A. Okay, the relation is written on set A, but these are elements of these relations: A comma B, B comma C and A comma C. I hope this is clear. Okay, now I have taken an example. So for the set A, which is given as this 1 comma 2 comma 3, the relation is written as 1 comma 3, 3 comma 2, 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3, 3 comma 2, 1 comma 2. Check here, bacha. Relation is written as 1 comma 3, 3 comma 2 and 1 comma 2. Okay, check here. So if I take it as AB, then this will be what? My BC. And what should come next? AC. What is A? 1 and 2. So yes, it is there. Correct, it is there. 1 by 2 is there. So it means it is a transitive relation. I hope this is clear. 1 comma 3 is there. 3 comma 2 is there. Then 1 comma 2 has to be there. So that is a transitive relation. That's why they have written here. That's why they have written here is the transitive relation on A, as 1 comma 3 belongs to R, 3 comma 2 belongs to R, 1 comma 2 also belongs to R. Simple. Okay, now a case where it is not true. It is not true. So R, again this is the relation given 1 comma 2, 2 comma 3, 1 comma 3 and 3 comma 2 is not transitive. Let's check it out how. Let's write this relation. R1 is given as 1 comma 2, 2 comma 3, 1 comma 3, 3 comma 2. Now check whether this is transitive or not. How can we check, sir? 1 comma 2, A comma B, 2 comma 3. Okay, sir. If this is there, it means what should be there? 1 comma 3 has to be there. Correct? 1 comma 2, 2 comma 3 means 1 comma 3 has to be there. So it is there, sir. No problem. This is okay. Now check again. 1 comma 3 and 3 comma 2 is there. It means 1 comma 2 has to be there. Okay, sir. Correct. Check. If you want, I can write the relation separately. Check here. I'll write it here. 1 comma 2 2, 3. 1, 2 and 2, 3. This is there. Then what has to be there? 1, 3 has to be there. Check here. 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3. So first part is clear, sir. Okay. Now what about this? 2, 3, 3, 2. That part will go to next. Let's come here. 1, 3, 3, 2. 1, 3 and 3, 2. So sir, AB, BC, it means 1, 2. It means 1, 2. 1, 2 is there, sir. So both the conditions are established. Then why it is not transitive? Check here. 2, 3 and 3, 2. 2, 3 and 3, 2. I'll show you. 2, 3 and 3, 2. What should be there? 2, 2 should be there. Correct? 2, 3 and 3, 2. It means 2, 2 should be there because this is my AB and this is my BC. AB is 2, 3. BC is 3, 2. Then AC will be 2, 2. So 2, 2 is not there. So what is the answer? Not transitive. Not transitive. Now you might want to ask, sir, do you have to check for every element? Yes. You have to check for every situation which is present. Now that makes it complicated. See, what you'll do in exam, you're in hurry, you'll check the first two relations, first two conditions. Satisfied, sir, 2 are satisfied in such a small set. Okay, then it means it is true. We'll take transitive and move on. And it is going to be, loss of marks. So what we have to do here is make sure that you check everything. Then in the short time, how will you check everything? What not to check? So obviously these are simple ones, right? You have to check this. AB, BC, AC. This has to be true. AB, BC, AC has to be true. Now when you will not check for this condition, whenever you have this condition given, no need to check. It means it is already transitive. Let's check how. Whenever you have AAB, so if it is AAB, it means what? What is the what is the transitive set? AAB, it means it will be AB should be there. If A is there, AB is there, it means the first element is A, last is B. So means AB should be there and AB is there. So we don't have to check. Again here, BB, AB. If you check this BB, AB, then write it here. AB, BB. I can write it as AB and BB. Now compare AB, BB. So it means AB, BC. If you compare like that, then the first element A and the last element B should be there. So what is it? It's gonna make what? AB, which is already there. Okay, confusing? Let me explain this. This is kind of important. So I'll explain both of them one by one. Okay. So let's take the first one. This one we'll take first. So I have AA and AB. A and AB. Great. Compare this. If this is there, it means what has to be there? A comma B has to be there. This A and this B has to be there, which is already there. So we don't need to check. Okay. Now compare this. What is it? BB and AB. If in a relation BB and AB, forgive me, and AB, both of them are present, then what has to be there? We have to rewrite it because this element should be common. So I'll write it as AB and BB. I'm just writing it like, by reversing the order. So AB and BB. Now if you compare B and B, so what has to be there? A and B. Right? For it to be transitive, A and B must be there. So for A and B to be there, and it is already there here or here, it means it is a transitive relation. It is a transitive relation. So whenever you have these two formats, AA, AB, BB, AB, don't need to check. You don't need to check anything. Only you check for AB, BC, AC. Remember that. AB, BC, AC. And yes, check for all the elements. Don't miss out on anything. See, you did the first two, you got it right. Second two, you got it right, but this two was not true. So hence it is not transitive. Moving on, might be complicated, but we'll see in the question, it'll become very, very easy. Okay, moving on. Chali. Now equivalence relation. So for any relation R, if all the three conditions, it is symmetric, reflexive and transitive. I'll repeat, symmetric, reflexive and transitive. All three are true at the same time. That relation will be called as equivalence relation. Check here. R is reflexive symmetric and transitive. So bhaiya, it should be reflexive, symmetric and transitive. What it means? It means the elements like A cross A should be there, A comma B and B comma A should be there, and transitive, A comma B there, B comma C there, and then A comma C should be there in where in the relation R. Where in the relation R. So in the relation R, all of this should be true. ARA, ARB, BRA, and the last one ARB, BRC, then ARC. Reflexive, symmetric and transitive. All has to be there in the relation R. Then we can call that relation to be an equivalent relation. Okay, sir. Now we have completed the definition of all different types of relation that we have, and we are moving on to problem solving. Okay, let's get started. Let's read the question. Let S be the set of all real numbers. So the set's name is S and it is for all real numbers. All real numbers. And what is the relation? Relation is R. Relation is R on the set A. On the set A. And what is the relation definition? It is given as A square plus B square equals to 1. A square plus B square equals to 1. Okay, we have to check whether it is so symmetric, reflexive and transitive. So let's make a list. We'll make a list and see one by one. So first one is what? My let's say reflexive, symmetric and transitive. We'll go to each of these one by one, bacha. One by one. Let's check. So for it to be reflexive, first of all, what are the elements A and B? A and B belongs to all real numbers. Okay, they are all real numbers. I hope you can see this. They are all real numbers, sir. Means yes, it can be irrational also. It can be irrational also, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, so reflexive, it means let's check with this set, with this element 1 comma 1. If I take 1 comma 1, so A is 1, B is 1, so 1 square will be, what will happen? 1 square plus 1 square will not be equal to 1, because 1 square plus 1 square is 2 and 2 is not equal to 1. It means reflexive तो नहीं है, reflexive not true. What about symmetric? It means that if, remember in symmetric condition we have if and then condition. It means if A comma B belongs to relation R, then B comma A must belong to relation R. So can we see, is it true? Check it out. If I take an example, 1 comma 2 and root 3 comma 2. 1 comma 2 and root 3 comma 2. Is it true, sir? 1 by 2 the square. Check here. 1 by 2 ka square. 1 by 2 square plus root 3 by 2 square. What is it equal to? 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4. How much is that? 4 by 4, which is nothing but 1. 4 by 4 is 1. 4 by 4 is 1. Not visible, sir. Okay, I'll write it a little bigger. So this can be written as 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4, which is nothing but 1. It means for A and B, this relation is true. A square plus B square equals to 1. If I reverse it, this will come first, this will come next. Will not matter that much. So whether I write it as root 3 by 2 the whole square and 1 by 2 the whole square, the order will not matter, right? So B square plus, if A square plus B square is true, or it is equal in the relation, if the condition is if A square plus B square is equal to 1, then obviously B square plus A square will also be equal to 1. Hence it is symmetric. So symmetric, yes. Symmetric, yes. What about transitive? So let's take an example for transitive also. Okay, let's take 1 comma 0. Is 1 comma 0 part of this relation R? Check. A is 1, so 1 square is 1, 0 square is 0. Both of these are real numbers. So 1 plus 0 is 1. So yes, 1 comma 0 is a relation, is a set of this relation. What about 0 comma 1? 0 comma 1. 0 square will be 0, 1 square will be 1. So 0 plus 1 is again 1. So this is also true. 1 comma 0 is also true, and 0 comma 1 is also true. What about so AB BC? AB BC. So what is this? Will make me or give me AC will be 1 comma 1. AC will be 1 comma 1. Check here. 1 square plus 1 square is not equal to 2. It means not transitive. Means if AB is there, if BC is there, AC should be there. AB is there in set in the relation R. AB is there. Check here. 1 square plus 0 square. 1 square plus 0 square is there in relation R. 0 square plus 1 square in relation R. What about 1 square plus 1 square? No sir, 1 square plus 1 square will make 2, which is not equal to 1. So in this case 1 comma 1 does not belong to the relation R. Hence this is not true. AB, BC, AC does not exist like this, not transitive. So only symmetric and not other two. So symmetric but neither reflexive or transitive. Option A. Symmetric but neither reflexive nor transitive. Okay. I hope this is clear. Moving on. Now very important concept. Sometimes the question is asked on this. So this might be extra also, but still important to know because questions can be asked on this. If not in this chapter, then in some other chapter they can ask a question based on functions, okay, or relations. Chaliye. So number of, if you have to write number of reflexive relations on a set A with how many elements? With n number of elements. This is given by 2 to the power n into n minus 1. 2 to the power n into n minus 1. Okay, only for reflexive relations. Only for reflexive relations. What about for symmetric relations? We have it as 2 to the power n times n plus 1 by 2. N times n plus 1 by 2. This is for symmetric relations. So number of symmetric relations on a set A with n elements. Okay. Okay. Alright. Number of relations on set with m number of elements which are both reflexive and symmetric. Which are both reflexive and symmetric. This is given by 2 to the power m times of m minus 1 by 2. M times of m minus 1 by 2. Some extra information but good to have. Okay. 3 simple formulas. If the question is asked on this, why to miss any marks on this? Why to miss any marks on this? So make sure you keep it with you in your mind going for your examination. Okay sir. Alright. Moving on to the second problem for us. For the set A given as 1, 2, 3, for the set A given as 1, 2, 3, define the relation R on set A as follows. So this is important to know. Set A bhai. And as follows, the relation is given. Okay. Now, so look, the thing is, you guys have to solve a lot of questions, okay, in 60 minutes. So you have to solve 60 questions in 60 minutes. So you have to be very good in speed. So how you figure out? So first you read when you're reading the question, make sure that you are getting all the information out of it. Okay. So when I read, I got set A is known and the relation R is known. Now what is next? How many ordered pairs? What is the ordered pairs? This 1, 1, 2, 2 like that. This 1, 1 is called ordered pair, no? Ordinate pair or ordered pair. So how many ordered pairs to be added? Means how many such pairs? How many pairs right now are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many I have to add like that to make this relation R, smallest equivalence relation? Means basically they are saying that right now it is not equivalence. Right now the relation R is not equivalence. To make it equivalent, what are you going to do? You have to add certain number of ordered pairs. They are asking you how many you will add such that it becomes equivalent. But just equivalent? No, smallest equivalent. It means you can add, let's say, 2 elements, it becomes equivalent. But you can also add maybe 4 elements and become equivalent. So they are asking the smallest equivalent, means for the first time when it becomes equivalent relation. So how many such ordered pairs you will add? So let's look at it. So if we can figure it out, bacha, that why it is not equivalent. So let's understand and study the relation R and figure it out why it is not equivalent. Then we can say, okay, this is the reason it is not equivalent. So I'll add this up and it becomes equivalent. Correct, na? If something is not true or not right, then why it is not right? Okay, if I figure out that part, then I can add that part and say, okay, this is right now. Same thing. So if it is not equivalent, let's find the reason for it. Unequivalency. Chaliye, moving on. Okay sir, so write the relation R here, 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3 and 1 comma 3. So how can I say the relation R is equivalent? I will need 3 answers for this. First one is भाई reflexive होना चाहिए, reflexive should be there, symmetric it should be, and it should be transitive also. Okay, and on which set? On the set A, on the set A, on the set A. So this part. So for it to be reflexive on set A, it has to be the relation R should be having 1 1, 2 2, 3 3. Means it can have extra element also, great, but it should have 1 1, 2 2, 3 3. Does it have 1 1, 2 2, 3 3? Yes, it means it is reflexive. So one problem gone. Reflexive is so true. What is symmetric? Symmetric means if AB is there and BA has to be there. If AB is there and BA has to be there. Okay. Okay. It's not there. 1 1. Okay, great. We don't have to check for these because 1 1 1 1 is there. 2 2 2 2 is there. 3 3 3 3 is there. So we don't have to check for these. But 1 3, then 3 1 is missing. If 1 3 is there, then what should I be there? I should have a 3 1. I should have a 3 1. So add 3 1. One reason. If I have 3 1, then it will be symmetric also. It will be symmetric also. So what is missing right now? 3 1 is missing. Let's move on to the transitive. For transitive, what I said, we don't have to check what when it is BB-AB. Check here, BB-AB. Don't check it. Okay. Now that's all. Great, done. It is BB-AB. Rest all we don't have to check. No, 1 1 2 2, because 1 1 2 2 does not make a transitive pair. So BB-AB is there, but we don't have to check it because we said if BB-AB is there, then AB is already there. Check 3 3 1 3. If I have 1 3 and 3 3, combine it please. What is left? 3 3 is there, so what is left? 1 3. 1 3 is already there. So BB-AB means AB is there. Don't check it. BB-AB means AB is there. Don't check it. It means directly it is transitive. So what is missing? The only missing is 3 comma 1. So how many ordered pair we have to add? Only one. If I add 3 comma 1, then this will become symmetric also. Then it will be reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So equivalent relation. Okay. So what is it? Number of pairs to be added? Answer is A. Answer is A. Answer is A. Please mark. Answer is A. 1. Moving on. Okay. Third question. On the set n of all natural numbers, okay, so set is given as natural numbers. One thing is clear. Information we have received, sir, that this is natural number. Okay. For the relation R given by A or B, okay, and it has to be GCD. Okay, greatest common divisor. Factor also you can say. Greatest common divisor of A and B is 2. So what is the relation? The relation is this. GCD of what, bacha? Of A comma B has to be equal to 2. I hope you understood the relation. Means if I have two numbers A and B, the highest common factor or greatest common divisor has to be 2. This is clear? Chaliye. Now we have to check for reflexive, symmetric. So we'll make a list again. So first is reflexive, second is symmetric, third is transitive. Okay, transitive. Chaliye, let's do it. Okay. So GCD of A comma B is 2. Great. So can it be reflexive, sir? Or it cannot be, because I can take a pair 3 comma 3. Correct, na? 3 comma 3 are what? It's true. Natural number. 3 comma 3. So 3 is natural number, 3 is also natural number. What is the SCF of 3 comma 3? 1. But it has to be what? 2. They have said that for the relation to be true, it has to be 2. But it is coming as 1 in this case. I can take 8 comma 8 also. I can take 8 comma 8. If I take 8 comma 8, what is the HCF और GCD is 8. So reflexive तो नहीं होगा. Reflexive is not true. Reflexive is not true. Okay sir. Symmetric. For two numbers A and B, think. For two numbers A and B, HCF is what? HCF is basically 2 or GCD is 2. Let's write in the term they have given. GCD is 2. Not confuse you. GCD is greatest common divisor is 2. Then obviously for B comma A will remain same, no? Even for this it will be 2 only, right? Example sir, 2 4 or 4 2, take it. 2 4, what is the GCD? 2. If I write it as 4 2, what's the GCD? 2 only. So whether you take it as A comma B or B comma A, if the divisor of A comma B is 2, then GCD of B comma A will also be 2. So symmetric, yes. Symmetric, yes. Symmetric, yes. Okay. What about transitive? Now this is tricky one. Okay. Let's take an example for transitive. I can take it as 4 4 2. 4 2. What is GCD of 4 2? 2. Highest common factor of 4 comma 2 is 2. Okay. Take another one. 2 comma 8. Not 8. Forgive me. 2 comma 28 we can take. 2 comma 28. What's the GCD over here? Come on. 4 comma 2 GCD is 2. 2 comma 8 GCD is also 2. So AB, BC. What is AC going to be, bacha? AC going to be 4 comma 28. 4 comma 28. This is my AC. What is the GCD over here? GCD is 4. Check it out here. GCD of A comma B is 2. GCD of B comma C is 2. But GCD of A comma C is 4. So not true. Transitive nahi hai. Not transitive. So what we got so far? Not reflexive, not transitive, only symmetric. So option B, only symmetric. Option B, only symmetric. Okay, great. Understood? Moving on. Question 4. Let S be the set of all real numbers. Okay. What is important here to know? First line. All real number set we are operating the relation on. Okay. Then relation R. What's the relation R given as? That the A plus B has to be positive. Okay. So for the relation is given here as R. A comma B is what? The ordered pair or the element of relation R. For this to be there, 1 plus AB has to be greater than 0. 1 plus AB has to be greater than 0. Let's solve it quickly. Come on. Again, we'll do what? First thing, reflexive, then comes symmetric, then comes transitive, Okay, that's what they're asking. We'll figure out which is the correct option, but let's figure out our answer first, whether it is reflexive, symmetric or transitive. Not. Okay, 1 plus AB. Okay, so for reflexive, what is there? It has to be ARA. We know it has to be ARA. See, if it is ARA, then this will become what, bacha? 1 plus A into A. Okay, 1 plus A into A is what? 1 plus A square. Now look carefully. 1 is a positive number, A square is a positive number. Square of any number, whether negative or smallest negative, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Square of any number is positive. 1 is positive, means sum of two positive number has to be positive, sir. It means for A and A, this is always true. For any number, A and A, this is always true. So reflexive hai. Reflexive, yes. Symmetric. Okay. Yes. If I have, let's say, 1 plus AB greater than 0. 1 plus AB greater than 0. Then obviously, 1 plus BA will be greater than 0. This is my if condition. Then will also be true. How, sir? If 1 plus AB is positive, then what it means? A is positive, B is positive, or A, the product is what? negative or negative, whatever the situation, positive negative, negative negative, or positive positive, if the sum of 1 plus AB is greater than 0, then BA will also be the same thing. 1 plus BA will also be the same thing, correct? So 1 plus AB greater than 0, then 1 plus BA will be, because I can write 1 plus BA as 1 plus AB again, no? BA and AB is the same thing in product, right? So 1 plus BA can be written as 1 plus AB. So if 1 plus AB is greater than 0, then 1 plus BA is also greater than 0. 1 plus BA is also greater than 0. So what is our understanding? Yes, symmetric भी है, symmetric भी है. Okay, what about transitive, sir? What about transitive, sir? Okay, let's take some example for transitive. I can take, let's take 3 elements, minus 1, going here, I can take it as minus 0.2 and 3, minus 1, minus 0.2 and 3. Now check the relation. Let me check it here only. I hope this is okay. If I check for this 2, AB, if I check what is my AB, the relations are minus 1 comma minus 0.2, and next is what, minus 0.2 comma 3, okay, and what should be true? If both of these are true, then I should have minus 1 comma 3 to be true. So this is my AB, this is my BC, then this is my AC, okay, AB, BC, AC. Alright, chaliye. AB, check it out here, AB, multiply this 1 plus product of minus 1 into minus 0.2. So minus 1 into minus will become positive, so this will become positive. So it is true, sir. What about this? Minus 0.2 into 3, minus 0.2 into 3, check here. I'm doing for this part. Minus 0.2, 3. So it will become 1 plus minus 0.2 into 3. How much is this? 1 minus 0.6. It is greater than 0. Because this is going to be 0.4. And 0.4 is greater than 0. So yes, it is true. It means A comma B is right. B comma C is also right. What about A comma C? What about A comma C? I'll do it here only. I hope you can see. A comma C. I'll take it for 1 minus 1 comma 3. It will become 1 plus minus 1 comma 3 will become 1 minus 3. How much is that? Minus 2, which is less than 0. Which is less than 0. So AB is true. AB is there. BC is there. Minus 0.2 comma 3. But AC is not there. AB is there. BC is there. But AC is not there. Okay. It means that this cannot be transitive. This cannot be transitive. Okay. So reflexive yes, symmetric yes, transitive no. Reflexive yes, symmetric yes, transitive no. So option A. Option A. Okay. I know that this looks a little messy, so I'll just go out of the screen. You can take a screenshot if you need to. I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear. Okay. Great. Moving on. Question number 5. For any two real numbers, A and B, we define A or B if. Okay. So again, the set is real number. Okay. And the relation is given as this. Relation is given as this. Sir, trigonometry, really? Arey, easy to hai. What is the first thing we do? Likh lo, right? Reflexive, symmetric and transitive. This is my reflexive, this is my symmetric and transitive. Check karenge one by one. We'll check one by one. What is reflexive? Sir, you taught this. I know at least this much. ARA. Great bacha. So it means I can write like this, no? The first statement. Sin square A plus cos square A. This is the identity, right? Sin square theta plus cos square theta. This has to be 1 all the time. It means reflexive to hai. It means reflexive is true. Reflexive is true. Okay, sir. Moving on. What about symmetric, sir? What about symmetric, sir? Let's see. For symmetric, what we have, if you recall, ARB, then BRA has to be there. Then BRA has to be there. Okay, chaliye. Let's take ARB. So if I have it here as, I can use this slide. Okay. So for I'm trying to prove symmetric. Okay. So I'll write the definition of symmetric first on the top. So ARB, then what? BRA has to be there. So basically what is given for us? Sin square A plus cos square B, right? Plus cos square B is given. Cos square B is equal to 1. This is what it is given. Let's cross check. Correct, sir. Okay. I can write sin square A as, from the entity, 1 minus cos square A. 1 minus cos square A. Correct. What about cos square B? 1 minus sin square B equals to 1. Check, 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 please. Please check. Sin square A will be 1 minus cos square A and cos square B will be 1 minus sin square B. Okay, sir. Club 1, 1 together, it will become 2 and take a minus sign common. It will become sin square B plus cos square A, correct, equals to 1. Now bring this part over here and this part over here. What I get? So 2 minus 1 equals to positive of sin square, forgive me, not A, it's B. It's B. Sin square B plus cos square A. Now check, please. What I'm getting? Sin square B plus cos square A is equal to 1 because 2 minus 1 is 1. Please check, bacha. For ARB, I had sin square A plus cos square B. For ARB, I had sin square A plus cos square B. For BRA, I will have sin square B plus cos square A. It means if this is true, this is coming to be true, it is equal to 1. It means BRA is also there, It means it is symmetric. It is symmetric. Now check transitive. Let's check transitive. What was the transitive? What was the definition for transitive? Let's write it here. ARB, BRC, then ARC. Then ARC. Check here. What's given for this? What's given for transitive? So what's given here is the same thing. So what's given here is, before writing that, let me write it as ARB. I can write it as sin square A plus cos square B equals to 1. Am I right? What about BRC? Sin square B plus cos square what angle? C. Cos square C will come is equal to 1. Okay. Now add these two equations. As these two equations, this is my equation 1. This is equation 2. Add this. What I get? Sin square A plus cos square B, and over here plus sin square B plus what? Cos square C plus cos square C is equal to what? 1 plus 1, which is 2. 1 plus 1, which is 2. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Now club these two together. Cos square B plus sin square B. Cos square B plus sin square B, 1, sir. So I can write it as sin square A plus 1 plus cos square C equals to 2. Bring this one over here. I get it as sin square A plus cos square C equals to 2 minus 1. Sin square A plus cos square C equals to 1. When ARB, sin square A plus cos square B. BRC, sin square B plus cos square C. Then we have sin square A plus cos square C. This can be written as ARC. Check here. ARB true, BRC true, then ARC has to be true. ARC is true. Sin square A plus cos square C. It means transitive B has here. It means option D, equivalent. It is equivalence relation. Simple tha, very very simple. Moving on, please. Okay, I hope this was simple, right? Simple, no? We proved it here. ARA is true, ARB, BRA is true, ARB, BRC and ARC is true. ओके चलिए शुरू करते हैं. 6th क्वेश्चन. लेट R बी अ सेट ऑफ रियल नंबर्स. लेट R बी अ सेट ऑफ रियल नंबर्स R. ओके सर. S be the relation. What's the relation given here? Y square equal to 4x. Relation is y square equals to 4x. Before going into all of this, what we're going to do? Write list. Reflexive, symmetric and transitive. And transitive. Okay. चलिए. Okay. So reflexive तो not possible. Right. Check here. If I take an element 2, 2, which is ARA, I put it here. 2 square बच्चा. Check here. Okay. 2 square. What will this be? 2 square equals to 4 into 2. Is it right? 2 square is 4 and 4 into 2 is 8. So it is already not reflexive, no? Not equal to, right? So it means for the element 2, 2, this is not true. So reflexive नहीं है. Reflexive not possible. Okay sir, great. What about symmetric sir? What about symmetric? Yes, symmetric it might work out. Really? No. Check it out here. Let's take an example. 2 root 2, 2. 2 root 2, 2. Okay? 2 root 2, 2. Yes. Let's check with this relation R. What I'm going to get? So if I check for this, I will have a square of 2 root 2. Square of 2 root 2, which will be equal to how much? Okay, this is for, let me just do it again. Explain you what I'm trying to do here. So this is my ARB bacha. I hope you can see that. This is my ARB. Okay. So I'm trying to say that my ARB is 2 root 2, 2. Let's check whether it's true. If this is true, then what will happen? Your BRA has to be true. For it to be symmetric, if ARAB is true, then BRA has to be true, sir. Excellent, sir. Okay. Chaliye, let's try for ARB. So if it is ARB, what is the relation? Y square equals to 4x. Check here, y square will be 2 root 2, the whole square. How much is that? We'll see next step. And this will be 4 times of 2. 2 root 2 will be 4 into 2. 4 into 2. 2 square is 4 and root 2 square is 2. So 4 into 2. Okay, what is this? 4 into 2 again. So 8 is equal to 8. So ARB is true. What is the symmetric condition? ARB is true. If ARB is true, BRA has to be true. Check here. Now I'll write BRA. What will happen to BRA? It will become 2, 2 root 2. It will become 2, 2 root 2. I hope this is clear. For ARB, I had 2 root 2, 2. So for BRA, it will be 2, 2 root 2. 2, 2 root 2. Let's try now. Y square equals to 4x. What is y square going to be? 2 square. 2 square is how much? 4. What is my 4x going to be? 4 is going to be 4 into 2 root 2. How much is that? 8 root 2. Is 8 root 2 equals to 4? No, sir. Means for this condition, what I'm getting? Y square is not equal to 4x. Y square is not equal to 4x. For that reason, now ARB said y square equal to 4x. But over here, I proved that is not equal. It means symmetric to nahi hai. Symmetric, not possible, sir. Because ARB, if you take it to be true, BR is not coming true. So symmetric, not possible, sir. Symmetric, not possible, sir. Let's check transitive, bacha. Transitive, sir, will it be? Maybe. Let's check. Transitive, so what is it? If I have ARB, then it will be, okay, this is in terms of x and y, no? So let me write in terms of x and y only. Why confuse you with other variables? Okay, sir. So if I have, let's say, xry, then this will be what? Y square equals to 4x. Correct. Then what will, if I take YRZ, this will be what, bacha? Z square equals to 4y. Then what has to come? If these two are true for transitive, then xz has to be true. Correct? Xz has to be true. Let's check it out. So let's square this up. Z square ka whole square and 4y का whole square. कर लेंगे? You can square it up. What will I get on this side? Z power 4 equals to 4y square. Why I am doing that, sir? Because I want to make a relation between x and z, no? Because what is the outcome of all of this? It has to be r x z, right? If x r y is true, if y r z is true, then x r z has to be true. That's what transitive relation is. X r y true, y r z true, then x r z true. So we have to make relation between x and z. For that reason, I squared it up to get 4y square as 16y square. 16y square. I hope you can understand. 16y square. Now replace y square by this value. Okay, what I get? Z power 4 equals to 16 into 4x, nothing but 64x. This is my z power 4. But what is the condition here? Z square is equals to 8 root x. Okay. Do I want this? Do I want this? Do I want this? No, sir. You actually wanted what? You wanted z square equals to 4x, na? For this to be true, for this to be transitive, this has to be z square equal to 4x. But what we are getting? Z square equals to 8 root x. Means transitive, not possible, sir. Transitive, not possible, sir. So what I get? Neither of this. So option D. Option D. Easy, very easy. Okay, moving on. If R be a relation on n cross n, means the relation is established on natural number set. Okay, okay, where A, B and R, C, D is there. Remember, I was writing this like this: A comma B and B comma A. For this reason only I was writing, no, because see, ordered pair is now coming in the relation and they are asking you to write like that. Chaliye. If R be a relation on n cross n defined by A comma B, R, C comma D, if, so the relation is what? What's the relation, bacha? The relation is this: A plus D is equal to B plus C. This is my relation. Okay. When it is like this: A comma B, R, C comma D. So if you see carefully, there is an order here: A outermost and outermost. So A plus D, B plus C. Check here, B plus C. So B plus C means first we add the outermost elements and then we add the innermost element in this order. This is my relation. This is my relation. Okay. What do you have to check? We have to check whether it is symmetric, reflexive and transitive or not. Okay. What's the first thing that we do? We have learned so far. List kar lenge. We'll list it out. Reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Okay. And transitive. Okay. For reflexive, what has to be true, bacha? For this situation, what should come? A, R, A. Okay. So basically A plus A, let me write in the form of ordered pairs to make it easier for you to understand. So I can write it as A comma A, R, A comma A. This has to be true. A comma A, R, A comma A. This will be true, no? A comma A means what? A plus A and A plus A. A plus A is 2A and A plus A is again 2A. So that is okay. A plus A and A plus A, 2A to 2A. So reflexive to hai. Reflexive is true. I hope this is clear. A comma A and A comma A. So A plus A would be, if you take the outer one, A plus A, 2A. Inner ones, A plus A, 2A. So reflexive to hai. Okay. Now what about symmetric? Symmetric we will check. So how will I write the symmetric part? Let's see here. How will I write the symmetric part? Sir, if it is A comma B to B comma A. Right? Sorry. There are 4 elements, no? Forgive me please, just for a second. I made a mistake. A, B and C, D. Okay, if this is true, then what has to be true? then sir, if I write it like R, C, comma D and R, A, comma B, this has to be true, sir. Think, thing is my entire A, no, the element before the relation. This, like this, A, comma B to C, comma D and C, comma D to A, comma B has to be true. This is true, then this also has to be true. Let's write the first one. From here what we have? From here what we have? So we have this as A plus D equals to B plus C. How, sir? This is given, bacha. I have not done anything. This is given. Please check. No confusion. A plus D, B plus C. A plus D, B plus C. Check here, please. A plus D, B plus C. Same thing I have written. No problem. Now I have to go where? I have to go where? I have to go to this part. How will that look like? We will see. Let's take this, interchange the equal to sign. So I can write this as B plus C equal to A plus D. Kar sakte hai? We can write it down. Sir, A equal to B, then B equal to A. So B plus C equals to A plus D. Okay. Then rearrange the terms. So I write it as C plus B. Forgive me. C plus B is equal to D plus A. C plus B equal to D plus A. Okay. Sir, is it our answer? Check, check, check. This is what we have to write, no? What is it? R, C, comma D and A, comma B. What did I say? Write the outer part. Write the outer part. What is it? C plus B first, then the inner part in the same order. D plus A. Isn't that what we got? C plus B, D plus A. Means using the given thing for A, comma B, R, C, comma D, I proved that this also is true. R, C, comma D, comma A, comma B. Okay, it means it is symmetric. It is symmetric, right? This was given and I got this right from here. By taking this term, reversing it and rearranging it, I got it right. It means symmetric to hai. Symmetric is also true. Symmetric is also true. What about transitive, sir? Chaliye, let's see for the transitive. Let's see for the transitive. I want your complete attention here because this might be a little tricky. Okay, so let's just give all of your focus on this on the screen right now. So for transitive, what do I need in transitive? I will need another pair. So basically, if I have R, AB and CD, AB and CD, okay, okay. What I can write for this? I can write this same statement. Outer sum of the element is equal to element of the inner or the last, B and C in this order. This is my C. Okay. So then the second has to be coming C, comma D and E, comma F. E, comma F. Okay. How will I write this? So outer sum C plus F is equal to D plus E. I hope you can see that now. C plus F is equal to D plus E. Correct? Sum of the outer two elements and sum of the inner two elements. C plus F equals to D plus E. What is E, comma F? My third element. Okay, third ordered pair. First ordered pair is AB. Second ordered pair is B, CD, and third order pair is EF. Okay. So I'm trying to establish the relation between A and AB and EF. Remember, it was ARB, BRC and ARC. So this whole thing represents my A only, no? If you compare this with this, ARB, compare here, ARB, BRC, then it will be what? ARC, ARB, BRC, ARC. So this whole A, comma B is my A only. This whole C, comma D is my B only. So what is my C? C is my E, comma F. C is my E, comma F. I'll erase this part, not relevant. Just to explain you guys, I took it. So if that is the case, then I have CF plus D. These are given conditions. It means it is true. It is true. Now we have to reach the conclusion. What is the conclusion? This part, sir. Basically, we have to go to this part. A, comma B and E, comma F. We have to reach here. Okay. How will this look like? This we have to prove. This is the final part. A plus F should be equal to b plus c should be equal to b plus c. Okay, great sir. So we have to reach here to prove. This is my to prove part. Let's see how will I go there. So let's take a plus d and b plus c first. A plus d is equal to b plus c. This I'll take first. Now I add e on both sides. Add e on both sides. A plus d plus e. Why sir? Because if you add e on both sides, no, it will become d plus e. And over here b plus c plus e. B plus c plus e. Okay, I have added e on both sides. This is my extra part. Check here please. Added e on both sides. Okay, okay. What is going to be this combination d plus e? I can replace it by c plus f. So I can write it as a plus c plus f equals to b plus c plus e. Check here. Check here. C and C cancels. C and C cancels. What I'm getting the final answer as a plus f equals to b plus e. A plus f equals to b plus c. A plus f equals to b plus c. That's what we have to prove, na? This is to prove condition. Done. A comma b are e comma f. It means what? Means what? Sir, transitive is also true. Sir, transitive is also true. Reflexive, symmetric, transitive. It means equivalence. It means equivalence. Option A. Chaliye. Moving on. Moving on. Consider the following statements. Perpendicularism of line is equivalence. Means this is not a question where the numbers will be given. Some statements are given and we will figure out with our own examples. Okay, chaliye. So consider the following statements. What are the statement? Perpendicularism of lines. It means the lines are perpendicular is a equivalence relation. Arey, how? Check. If I take lines L, M, okay, and if it is given that L is perpendicular to M, does it mean that L is also perpendicular to L? Does it mean L is perpendicular to L? No sir. If L is perpendicular to M, then how will L be perpendicular to itself? Not possible sir, because it's the same line, no? So ARA is not true. Means not reflexive. Not reflexive. If it is not reflexive means it cannot be equivalence sir. It cannot be equivalence. It means the first one is not equivalence. So not true. Okay, not true. Second one, x is the uncle of y is an equivalence relation. Arey, how? If x is the uncle of y, is y also uncle of x? Think. If x is uncle of y, then y is the nephew of x, no? How can it be reflexive relation? So this also will not be a equivalence relation. So clearly we can state what, bacha? That this is also not equivalence relation. Okay, so what is option? D. Simplest question ever. Moving on. Okay. So because in exam also, no, not all questions are difficult. Some questions are just statement based. We'll read it, understand it, pick the right answer, get 1 marks. Okay. Chaliye. 9th problem that we are getting today. Okay, here the set is given. This is a good question. N is given as 1, 2, 3. What is it? N. All natural number sets, sir. Okay. And relation R is defined on the set N. On the set N. Like N cross N. What's the given statement? What's the relation given? This is my relation given, sir. R is equals to log A, sorry, minus log y with base A plus 1 is greater than log 1 by 10 with base A. Okay, okay. And one more thing is given. Very, 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 very important. This A is equal to 1 by 10. All of you have learnt functions in PU1. So you will have the use of that function. Which function here? Logarithmic function. Let's see how will it look like. Okay. So we have to identify which one is true, reflexive, symmetric or transitive. Chaliye kar lete hain. Quickly kar lete hain. Okay. So right now this statement looks very complicated. Log x to the base a, y to the base a plus 1 log 1 by 10 to the base a. But it is actually very simple. How, sir? What is the a value? What is the a value? A is 1 by 10. If I'm writing log 1 by 10 to the base 1 by 10, how much is that? How much it is? 1. Remember the formula. This form, log a with base a is 1, no? So if a is 1 by 10, then it's the same format. Log 1 by 10 to 1 by 10 is 1. So it means the RHS that is written here is just nothing but 1. So I can rewrite this equation as, how can I rewrite this equation as? Log x to the base a minus log y to the base a plus 1 is greater than 1. Correct? Now what will happen? This 1 and 1 will cancel each other. I'll bring this one on that side. It will become minus 1. So it will cancel each other. Okay. So what I'll get finally? I will get finally as, check here. I'll get finally as log x with base a minus log y with base a is greater than 1 minus 1, which will be log x a minus log y a is greater than 0. Is greater than 0. Take the term on the other side. Log x with base a greater than log y with base a. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Base is same. And what is base? Base a is 1 by 10, which is less than 1. How will the log graph look like if it is less than 1? Remember? This is the log graph if the base is less than 1. Okay, sir. What is the understanding? What is the understanding over here? As x increases, what happens to the y coordinate? Y coordinate decreases. Because if you increase the x value, if you go on the right side from the origin, what happened to the y-axis? See, y is coming down. Over here, what was the x? X was 0, y was infinity. When you're moving away from x, what is happening? When you're moving away from the origin, what is happening? The graph, the point is coming down. So it's coming down. As you're going right from the origin, the coordinates are coming down. So what is happening to the y value? The y coordinate is becoming smaller and smaller. Okay. I understood, sir, this much. Great. Now think about it. If log of this value, if log of x is more than log of y, think. If log of x is more than log of y, then obviously x will be less than y. Think. For a smaller value of x, the log is bigger. For a smaller value of x, log is bigger. So for smaller value of x, log is bigger. Here greater than symbol, here less than symbol. For smaller value of x, log is bigger. For smaller value of log, y is bigger. The value is bigger. Okay. So this is the understanding. It means x is less than y. What is x and y? What is x and y? X and y are the elements from this set n. X and y are the elements from this set n. Okay, sir. Moving on. So we have, if I take for it to be reflexive, what do you have to prove? Reflexive, symmetric or transitive? Check. So first we'll write the order. First thing, reflexive लिख लेंगे, symmetric and transitive. Let's move on. Reflexive होगा? Reflexive is ARA. If I'm writing x r x, can x be less than itself? No, sir. Can x be less than itself? No, sir. The reflexive is not possible. Not possible. Okay. What about symmetric? If I have combination x y, okay, where x is less than y, okay, this is my ARB and BRA. I hope you know by now ARB and BRA. So if x is less than y, this is for forgive me, this is for XRY, Then for y r x, what will happen, bacha? This will become y less than x. And how this is true? A same number cannot be greater and less than this other number. X is less than y. Then how is x greater than y? So this is not true. So symmetric B, not possible. What about transitive, sir? Transitive, what was transitive? What was transitive? Transitive was x r y, y r z, then what? X r z has to be true. Then x r z has to be true. So write for x r y. What is my x r y gonna say? X less than y. Okay, sir. What about y r z? Y r z will be y less than z, sir. Okay, sir. Then what will be? X less than y and y less than z. Then x r z will look like what? X less than z, which is true. Because x is less than y and y is less than z means x is less than z. So it means these two are true and even this is true. So if and then condition is satisfied, I can say what? Transitive B. Transitive is there. So only transitive. C. Only transitive. Only transitive. Okay. I hope this is clear. Looks difficult, but if you break it down and apply the concept that you have learned previous year of the logarithm. What is the concept? I'll repeat again. As you move on the right or as you increase the value of x, what happens to log? The value of log will decrease. When? If a is less than 0, which is in this case 1 by 10. The last question, sir, and the simplest question, sir. We'll end the session with the simplest question, but we have to do some checkings here. Okay, let's see if the relation R on the set A. Chaliye, okay, sir. Set A is given, sir. Set A is given, sir. 1, 2, 3. Defined as R. The relation is given as, they have given the all element in the relation. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1, 3, 2, and 3, 3. Then R is reflexive, symmetric, transitive or equivalence. Check kar lenge? Let's check. Okay. For it to be reflexive or symmetric or transitive, what we know, we'll know what we write. Okay. Always start from here. If you start from here, no, you will not be confused. ARA, this is ARB, then BRA has to be true. This is what? BRC, then ARC has to be true. Always keep this in your mind. ARA, ARB, BRA, ARB, BRC and ARC. If you don't have to write it, keep it in your mind. Okay. Reflexive this, symmetric this and transitive this. Okay. Great, sir. Chaliye. So ARA is there. For 1, 2, 3, what do I need? I need 1, 1, I need 2, 2, I need 3, 3. Other thing is there, no problem. But 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 should be there, sir. Check kar lete hain. Let's check. 1, 1, yes, sir. 2, 2, yes, sir. It's like, making attendance. Present, sir. 3, 3, yes, sir. 3, 3, yes, sir. So 1, 1, yes. 2, 2, yes. 3, 3, yes. It means reflexive to hai. Reflexive is true. Okay. First part is done. Second part, symmetric. If 1, 2 is there, then 2, 1 has to be there. Do we check for 1, 1 also for symmetric? No, sir. 1, 1 is there, then the reciprocal is what? The reverse is what? 1, 1, 1. So we don't have to check for 1, 1, 2, 2. Okay. Just for symmetric, we'll check 1, 2. Is 2, 1 there? Present, sir. 1, 3. Is 3, 1 there? Present, sir. 2, 3. Is 3, 2 there? Present, sir. Means symmetric to hai. Symmetric to hai, bhai. Symmetric be. Transitive. What did I say? If it is AA, AB, don't check. BB, AB, don't check. And check for other things. Okay. So we'll not check for AA, AB. This is see AA, AB. Okay. AA, AB. We'll not check. Okay. We'll check for what? We'll check for what? Check here. 1, 2, 1, 3. No, not forming a relation. 1, 3, 3, 2, 1. No. Check here. 2, 1, 2, 2. 2, 1, 2, 2. What is it going to be? Again, same thing. AA, AB. Will not check. Over here, let's check. So we have 2, 3 and 3, 1. 2, 3 and 3, 1. Check here. 2, 3 and 3, 1. 2, 3 and 3, 1. means 3 3 is there, it means 2 1 has to be there. ARB, BRC, ARC. 2 1 is there? Yes sir. 2 1 is there? Yes sir. Okay. So 2 3 2 1 is okay. Let's check again. 3 1 3 2. 3 1 3 2. Okay. Or here 3 3 3 2 again is there. AA, AB, true. Okay. So it is transitive also sir. It is transitive also sir. What I say? Only check for AB, BC and AC. Only check for this. Don't check for AA, AB. Don't check for BB, AB. First one is AA, AB. Over here 1 2 1 3, nothing is common. There's nothing 1 2 and 1 3. Okay, we won't go here. No checking. 1 3 2 1. No, don't need to check. Okay, because it is not common. 2 1 2 2 again same thing. AA, AB. 2 2 2 3. We don't need to check again. AA, AB. Okay. 2 3 3 1. We can check. 2 1 will be there. Is there sir? 2 3 3 1. We can check. Yeah, that is done. 3 1 3 2. We can check. We don't have the relation over here. 3 2 3 3. Again AA, AB. What about other number? 3 2 with 2 2. We don't have to check again. Same thing. BB, AB. Okay. Remember this. Just remember this. I think this will do your part. So even it is transitive. It is transitive as well. So what is it? Equivalence. It is equivalence. I hope this was clear. Okay, I have taken all type of questions in this session. There were some questions on different functions also. See, we did questions on trigonometry, we did questions on logarithm also. So all of kind question that I can think which will be in relate to this session, I have taken, I've considered, and we have solved 10 very good questions for the chapter relation and functions in the subtopic. In the subtopic, types of relations. Okay, I hope this was very helpful. I will be coming again with the part 2 of this session. Be tuned, be with me. I hope you are working really hard and very positive. Okay, what did I say every time that I'm coming here? Keep working hard with a smile on your face and we'll achieve everything that you're looking for. Great to see you. I hope to see you again in the next session. Thank you. Thanks for joining with us.